I'd like to nominate myself to be the first ever Fermentation Czar. So if you're not familiar with this term of art, czar is a term used in our government, in our United States government, that represents someone who's in charge of a certain task. It's an unofficial title. And, I'm kind of a silly girl, so I think it's funny to call myself a fermentation czar, a job that doesn't exist. But here's my goal with this role. First of all, it's to make sure that fermented foods are on the nutritional plate or pyramid or whatever the heck shape we're going with, rhomboid, star, why not? So I want to make sure that everybody knows how vitally important it is that you eat fermented foods every day, because this is how your ancestors ate. We didn't get here, we didn't get to this present moment without fermentation. We did not get to be these brilliant bacteriosapiens collaborating with numerous species and of yeast and bacteria and viruses and all kinds of cells and different things in our body without fermentation. We need fermentation. So that's number one. Let us get fermentation onto that plate so that everybody understands this is what we do. The second part is regulation. Somehow, crazy me, put myself forward as the head of the Kombucha Brewers Association. There have been people who said, well, she doesn't brew commercially. How dare she? What is this role she's choosing to take on? I mean, honestly, it's probably true in every single industry. There are characters, there are people who have their own desired goals and dreams, and they don't necessarily want to work together. And so the fact that I didn't have my own commercial business was in fact a plus, because it meant that I could bring commercial producers together. Now I am passionate about kombucha. I know that changing the world one gut at a time, kombucha is a doorway for that. It's a way into all of those things. And so if we can just get a kombucha, yogurt, or whatever into somebody's hand and help them feel for themselves the actual physiological benefits of consuming these foods, that would then open them up to everything else. Like sauerkraut smelled like dirty socks to me, and I did not like it. I thought it was disgusting. I started drinking kombucha, and then I was like, let me try some sauerkraut. It is so delicious. And I love kraut juice, and I will have unintentionally given myself a cleanse by drinking too much of it when they sell it in those bottles. Oh my gosh, so delicious. But definitely will clear out some stuff if you overconsume them. But see, that's bowel tolerance. Again, that's a feedback loop. It's our bodies telling us what we can and can't do based on a physiological response. And yet it's not overly harmful, especially because then we get the information we need, which is, hey, don't overconsume this, consume it in safer quantities, and you're going to do fine and feel great as a result. 90% of America has never heard of the word kombucha or what it does or how it can help them. Of course, here in California, we're saturated. This is the world's largest producer of kombucha in the world.